Hello everyone. In my video, that is the Ancient Literature Bookshelf Tour, this was one of the books featured in it. Now when I made that video, I had not read yet Herodotus's book, The Histories. And it is also part of the Great Books series in volume number 6. But last year I finally got around to reading Herodotus, and it's a very good read. Now, one thing I had not realized is that Herodotus not just tells the story of the war with Persia, but he also tells quite a bit about the geography of the Eastern Mediterranean. Not just the land, but the people, their culture. And there's quite a bit to glean here from Herodotus. And he's got a lot of good quotes. There's a lot of ideas thrown into this. This is not just a history. It's a whole category, a catalog of Greek thought, or at least Herodotus's thought on many issues. And there's lots of good nuggets like this little proverb here. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Like, hey, that's pretty good. You know, think about that for a little bit. So I enjoyed, his thoughts on that. He has some very compelling thoughts on government. In book 3, he has a section that he goes over on monarchy here. And he also contrast that with the rule by the people. So contrast monarchy, that is, contrast with this, the rule of the people. First, it has the finest of all names to describe it, equality under law. And secondly, the people in power do none of the things that monarchs do. Under a government of the people, a magistrate is appointed by lot and is held responsible for his conduct in office, and all questions are put up for open debate. And that's in book 3. And that's excellent. And that's a quote from someone else. Herodotus is quoting a man, but nonetheless, he wanted these ideas in here, in this book. And I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was very interesting to hear, because we hear about how the Greeks developed democracy. It's nice to see evidence of those claims in the source material. Now, this book in volume 6 does not stand alone. It has a counterpart, and that counterpart is found in Thucydides. And Thucydides picks up more or less where Herodotus leaves off. And now the Persian War comes to an end, but there's another war on its heels, and that's the Peloponnesian War. And you've probably heard of it before, likely. It's mentioned in the movie Patton, if you've ever seen that. But anyway, the Peloponnesian War is roughly Athens against the rest of Greece. Not entirely like that, but nonetheless, Athens has come to be an economic and military power in Greece, and it has dominated several other city-states. And it has several other allies as well. But it's almost like a prototype for Rome in the way that they are able to dominate their neighbors, but also to mutual advantage. Athens helps protect its neighbors. Athens had a tremendously powerful navy, and they seem to have an inexhaustible supply of soldiers. So I found that to be quite interesting to read about the Peloponnesian War. And he talks about how it comes about, and he talks about many issues that come up, and he talks more about politics as well, about oligarchy and democracy and the dangers of full democracy. And we also meet Pericles as a person in history, a great general. Even though he was on the other side, he was on the side of Sparta, fighting against Athens. But he had a good friend in Athens. It's not that Pericles wanted to defeat Athens, but he wanted to do his duty, but he was also, as presented by Thucydides, an honorable man. So it's definitely worthwhile reading. Now you may ask, why did I not read these two books in the Great Books of the Western World volume itself? And that's very simple. I'd already read this before I picked up the set, and then I had already bought this one before I picked up the set also. And then in volume 6 that I have, the previous owner had marked up that particular volume a lot, heavily, in ink, not even just pencil, with ink. And it was his book, so he could do what he wants with it. But this was more readable, having it not marked or very few markings in it. I think there's a few points of pencil underlined, but I mean, I don't mind buying used books. That's kind of the risk you take anyway. But they're far cheaper than buying brand new. But I hope that wets your whistle, that you find that encouraging to go out and read Herodotus and Thucydides yourself. They are definitely companions in history, chronologically, so to speak, but also they're both trying to do the same kind of thing. So even though we have this one volume from Herodotus, Thucydides, who, even though he has his own style and writing and way of writing as an author, he has his own voice, he still very much wants to carry on, it seems, the way that Herodotus presented his history. Well, tell me what you think down in the comments if you have read either of these books, and if not, I would encourage you to go and read them yourself. It's good reading, good, solid, straightforward history. And I'll catch you in the next video.